Hi guys, it's Wendy from Fingersticks Gallery again. Yeah, I'm doing 2 videos this weekend because I've gone pouring crazy. I go through phases. So today we're going to do I guess it's a wing pour. And I'm going to show you how to make a little wing pour cup. So basically the idea behind this is we're going to take 3 colors. We're going to do this copper, teal, and white in one of the cups. And then we're going to do this really pretty plum purple, and then this other little pinky color that I made, and then white, and we're going to put them in the other cup. So to do that, and you can use whatever, sometimes salad dressing comes in 2 little sides, and you can just fill each side with the color, but I don't have anything fancy like that. So what I've done is warmed up my hot glue gun, and you got to be really careful because some of these cups are so thin that they want to burn through. So just do that. And then just 1 cup inside the other. I don't know what this paper cup is, how big it is, but I think the other one's, this little plastic one's a 5-ounce cup. So make sure that sticks real good. And I'm going to do something kind of interesting also. None of my colors have silicone, but I'm actually going to spray my canvas first with this WD-40. It's silicone lubricant. I'm just going to squirt it to see what happens. Now on the wing pour, sometimes you don't want cells, but you know, why not try it and see what happens? So I'm going to pull it away for a second just to get a good mist on it. I'll be right back. Okay, so I held it about 3 feet away, as long as my arms could reach, and just gave it a light little mist. I just squirted it a little bit. The whole thing is not totally covered. There's still little blank spaces in there. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to start layering. I'm going to move him away so I don't put it on top. So the theory is, and the technique is, you hold the cup like this, you pour it, and the 2 different colors from the top pour into the 2 different colors on the bottom, and makes kind of a cool reaction. Another nifty little trick we're going to do is, a lot of people are using that the enamel, the acrylic enamel, to make billowing effects. I have it mixed up in here. It's just acrylic enamel, a little bit of Elmer's glue all, and then some Floetrol. In fact, my go-to is Floetrol and Elmer's glue. Mix that 50-50. That's my pouring medium. Sometimes I add a little water. Okay, so be conscious of how you want these colors to come out too, because the very last color you put in is going to be the first color that comes out. So maybe I do want a little bit of white, and we're going to layer them. So, and I just put it back in the glue all bottle, because when I'm injecting the paint, when you pour a little puddle, you can inject it with a nozzle and you can go up underneath the paint and it billows out and makes it look kind of cool. Okay, we're gonna do, let's see, last time I did this I was talking to you guys and I got everything all mixed up, so we're probably gonna do like white. Let's put him on the bottom. One of my favorite coppers, actually my favorite color is that copper. And then teal. Copper and teal go very, very well together. And then white. We're doing, again, several different techniques here, so we're going to see how that works out. Well, I might be running out of that copper. That's okay, it's a small canvas. And the white. And then we're going to wring out the last little bit of copper we have here. This copper's been sitting in this cup for a while, so I'm not going to scrape the sides because you'll get paint boogers, and I think I already got a couple in there. Okay. And then the white, and then we're going to go purple. And I am pouring it on the side that it's going to come out. That tends to work a little better. A little mauve-y color. More white. I think I have quite a bit of paint in here. Purple. pinky. This is also the technique that you do for a kiss pour. It's when you hold 2 cups apart and 2 different colors in the cups, and you pour them. Actually, I'll show you kind of. Fill 2 cups and you pour them like this so the stream hits right in the middle. And then halfway through, you can switch the cups and then do it, and then it transfers the color to the other side too. That is a fun technique. That's a lot of fun. Takes a really steady hand, and with the amount of coffee I drink, I don't really have a steady hand. Okay. Okie dokie. So I'm also going to just cover the canvas a little bit, because if you've ever done this before, the paint can tend to roll over on itself. I just saw a video from Julie Cutts this morning that she was actually doing, I think she was doing this technique. And she did mention that the colors tend to maybe want to roll over each other because they stick on the canvas and they just roll over. So this helps it flow just a little bit better if the canvas isn't completely dry. So I don't know how that's going to work with the silicone on there now that I just rubbed it all. Oh, actually, it's kind of reacting already. Okay, so I'm going to pour a little bit out, because when you go to pour, if you could probably see this, the cups aren't the same size, and you want them to come out at the same time. Oh, actually, it's going to do it. Should we go side to side, maybe? Let's go side to side. No, well, shoot. Yeah, why not? Okay. And I'm just moving the cup up and down a little bit. Oh, there are paint boogers in there. Gosh darn it. I don't think I'm actually breathing. I'm trying to focus and concentrate. I probably should take a breath every once in a while. And we are going to spread it out. And actually, I'm going to stop moving because we're starting to get to the end of our container here. And the paint is not pouring on top of each other. If you pour it on top of each other, it makes a much better reaction. Okay, I'm going to stop right there because that looks really, really cool, and we're already getting some cells. So when you do this and you stretch it out a little bit, you'll notice the definition in between the rings. So, and they call it a wing pour because, well, when you spread it out, it actually looks like a wing. But, oh, actually, I'm going to do this. I know this isn't centered, guys. I'm really sorry. Just help it flow over the edge just a little bit. Sometimes it helps if you put the same color on the edges. Oh, wow. That purple and that pink color really make a pretty color combo. And to be honest, I didn't really think too awful hard about the colors I was using because I have a whole bunch of colors just sitting waiting for me to use them, and they're kind of a Mod Podge, mix up, mismatch of a whole bunch of colors. So I thought, you know what? I know copper and that teal go pretty together. Okay, so make it centered a little more. And I think some of my paints were a little bit thin, so they may get a little bit muddy in between. So move your paint back to center. Patience. I always tell myself when I do these, I've done a pile of them. And the slower you go, the better you're going to be, because it won't muddy the lines as much. You want those lines defined. But I'm kind of impatient, so I tend to rush it a little bit. I know I shouldn't. And then when you do this, always center your paint back in the middle again. Ooh, that center line is looking really cool. And it's opening up like right here. It kind of looks like a ring of a tree. So I'm trying to hold it a little bit closer to you guys so you can see this a little bit better. So yeah, I have no idea what that sprayed silicone on the canvas is actually going to do for this, but it's kind of fun to try. So again, as you guys heard, my motto is never be afraid to be a beginner or to try new things, because what's the worst that's going to happen? If you absolutely hate it, before it's dry all the way, you just scrape the canvas off and start again if you want to. I mean, I've got a whole pile of paintings that just because I didn't like it, you know, if I go to a farmer's market, put them up for sale, somebody else might just absolutely love the painting. So unless something drastic and tragic goes wrong, like your cat runs across it when it's sitting on the table because I forgot to shut the door. Maybe some cat lovers would love to have that painting, but I had to redo it. Yes, I learn from my mistakes sometimes. Oh, that is beautiful, guys. I almost, and I know I should center the paint. I know I should. I'm going to try to get it back to center. This, okay, so my dad, my biological father, who now lives in Texas with my stepmom and her kids. When I was little, my dad, he was a miner. He would mine a whole bunch of different things. We called it picture rock. I think it's more sandstone, but it looked like pictures, so he told me it was picture rock, and maybe that's right. I don't know. And chrysocolla, turquoise, sunstones. My dad just gave me an amazing sunstone that he found as a wedding present. It's beautiful. But anyway, this is what it reminds me of. The turquoise and the picture rock. I still have all the rocks and stones that he gave me as a kid. And yes, Dad, you created a stinking monster when it comes to gemstones. Okay, so I'm just checking around to see if everything's covered. If it's not all the way covered, just dab it. Dab it with your finger. Stab the corners a little bit. And, oh, yep. Oh, azurite malachite. I know that was another one my dad did. He gave me some really cool ore samples that were embedded with gold. That was kind of cool. But this looks like a absolutely beautiful gemstone. I love it. Okay, we're going to torch. I'm going to let it sit and just kind of chill out for just a second and talk about my paints a little bit. So the paints I'm using are just a bunch of different kinds. Most of them are apple barrel. Some of them are folk art. Some are Anita's. And what I didn't know, you guys, so I use a lot of Anita's white. It's not cracking as bad as the white apple barrel, but if you look at the back, Rust-Oleum Corporation. So they must have known that the pouring paint thing was going to be a huge success, because Rust-Oleum, the spray paint guys, also make acrylic paint. So acrylic art paint. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, so this is still going to morph and move around a little bit, but we're going to torch because I want to pop some of those bubbles and see if any cells are going to come up, and I see a ton of bubbles. Ooh, and it looks like immediately, I'll bring it up to you, where they popped is the white. So there's actually the white bubbles popping through. Isn't that pretty? So that was a really cool color combination. Half was that pinky purple and then the white enamel. And it may still morph a little bit. So as I usually do is the next time I do a video, I will show the dried product and see if it did any weird billowing effects or anything. So the other side was that turquoise, the copper metallic, and then the white. So I'm so far so good, very happy. I'm really hoping, and a lot of times, guys, don't be completely shocked and saddened by the fact that your paints might morph a little bit, and they can tend to, sorry, get that. I didn't realize there was a big old bright light on there, and the sun coming through the blinds. I'm so sorry. So it may morph a little bit, and it can tend to muddy just slightly. So I'm going to take the camera down really quick, you guys, and show you the painting I did, that the last video that I just posted. And I'll get a better close-up of this guy. And I'm so sorry about that glare, but it really did turn out pretty. I'm super happy. Okay, so here is the painting I did last night. It's humongous. They turned out gorgeous. Now, the video previous to this, I used, it was the Deco Art, I believe, the pouring medium, and it cracked like crazy. Well, I forgot I used Deco Art in the blue paint that I was using, and that poor blue flower just cracked unbelievably bad. So I may just sand it down and then redo the blue, or just take some time and fill in the little cracks. I'm not sold on it. If there's anything that you guys can teach me about how to make that play nice with others, I would sure as heck like to know about it. It was this guy right here that is now my mortal enemy until I can figure it out. So anyway, guys, love you all. And I will see you guys next time.